I finally passed my first 100K funded account, and then I got greedy and I blew that shit up. And let me show you what happened. I told myself the moment I pass my goal, I'm out. That's what I told myself. What's even more important is the psychology. But how could you not focus on the money when you see thousands of dollars going up or down? It's pretty painful, but I got to sniff it a little bit. The market gonna humble you every time. I'm not giving up, and I'm more motivated more now than ever. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy KYD. We back at it with another video. So look, after almost 3 years of trading, learning this market, taking losses, and finally becoming consistent, I finally passed my first 100K funded account, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. So like I said, after almost 3 years of trading, learning this market, taking losses after losses, blowing account, and then finally becoming disciplined and consistent, I finally passed my first 100K funded account. And then I got greedy and I blew that shit up. So like, I felt like these last 2-3 months, everything been clicking. I started being more consistent. I was not taking trades every day. I was just taking A+ setup. Everything felt like it was going right these last 2-3 months. I was literally $180 away, $185 away from passing my first funded account. I passed it and I got greedy, jumped right back into the market and blew my account, man. Let me show you what happened, y'all. All right, so let's get into it, right? So how I like to start my trading days every day is I always go on the higher time frame. I start with the daily, then I drop to the 4-hour, then I go down to the 1-hour chart to see the bias for the day, whether it's a bullish, a bearish, a consolidation day, no trade day, or where the market trend, where the trend is at, essentially. So as you can see, I'm on a 3-minute chart right now, right? And as you can see, the two yellow lines that you see was I marked my low for the last sessions and then my high for the last session, which is those two yellow lines that you see. So as you can see, I felt as though it was going to be a bullish day. And one thing I like to do, I like to trade reversal candles and reversal setups. You know, I probably would not recommend everybody do that. Like they say, follow the trend. The trend is your friend. Follow the trend. You know, continuation setups are a little bit more or less risky than reversal setups. But for this case, I felt as though the market was gonna go back up. I felt as though it's gonna be a bullish day, and I decided, you know, I'm gonna enter and I'm gonna try to hit on a reversal setup. So as you can see, I'm on a 3-minute chart now. My whole thought process was, as soon as the market hits an area I felt as though was clean enough to enter, I would enter with a buy, you know, because bullish was my bias for the day. So as you can see right here, right where I marked up my risk to reward, I entered my trade right there. Right here is where I entered my trade. Mind you, the yellow line is the low for the last session, so I figured the market would probably consolidate around that area, but eventually it's going to just go up, because as you can see, the last couple sessions, the market would just bounce off this low and then go shoot up. So that was my idea. That was my whole thought process. So I entered the market right here, and quickly, you know, it started going down, which I expected because it was closer to my low. I felt as though, okay, it's probably going to consolidate around that area, but then eventually it's just going to shoot up. So that was my whole thought process. So I entered my trade and quickly started going down, which was cool. The first candle, as you can see, was bearish candle, as you can see, and that was cool. I was calm. You know, sometimes you gotta be able to take the drawdown, and like, yeah, it's not gonna go your way automatically. You gotta be okay with that. So as you can see, the first candle, right, was a bearish candle, and you can see it going down. But then the second candle formed, and you see the long wick at the bottom. What that tells me is, okay, buyers are trying to push the market up. That's what that tells me. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm happy at this point. I'm seeing, okay, it's actually starting to go my way. So as you can see, the next candle, right, it's a long body. It's a long green body. So I definitely felt more confident. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is definitely gonna hit. I'm gonna pass my funded challenge. I only need $185 in order to pass it. And I told myself prior, the moment I pass my $185 mark or goal, I'm out. No matter what, I'm just out. That's what I told myself. So as I was saying, you can see the green body forming. I'm over here excited. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is going my way. And by the time it hit the top of this candle, the reason I got out, part of the reason I got out was because a fair value gap was formed on top of this area. These three bullish candles formed a pretty big fair value gap in these areas from here to here. So that was the reason why I got out there. Cause I was like, you know what? I'm just trying to hit my goal and then get out the market and trade another day. You know, even though I felt like the market was going to continue to go up, but I told myself the moment I hit my profit, I'm out and then we'll just trade another day. So because it was a fair value gap area right there, I felt like, okay, usually the market like to hit the fair value gaps and, you know, whatever happens, happens after that. So I was like, okay, as soon as it hit my goal, I passed my $185 goal and I quickly got out right there. But man, the greed in me, man, I seen the market keep on consolidating a little bit. As you can see, the next candle was a red bearish candle, but I still felt like, okay, this market is going to eventually go up. And I felt like, man, I left so much money on the table just taking profit at exactly the amount that I needed to pass my funded account, that my greed made me essentially take another buy. So I took another buy right there. I got out right there. And by the next candle, I took another buy. So I'm over here riding that high. I'm like, okay, this thing about to keep going up and it's going to be a good day. I'm excited. I'm thinking I'm about to make hella money today. And as you can see, boom, quickly it started reversing and going the opposite of my direction. And I'm not gonna lie, I started getting a little bit nervous at that point. And they say don't worry about the money, focus on the setup. But when you see thousands of dollars going up and down, and then in this case, when you see thousands of dollars going down, that's pretty scary. Like I went from being $185 into to pass my funded account to being in drawdown by more than over $1,000. So that completely scared me. So I'm over here shook. And like what most people do, they like to pray to the market and hope the market is gonna go their way. But you know what? The market gonna do exactly what the market wants to do. We have no control over it. So as you can see, I stayed in the trade way longer than I was supposed to. I stayed in the trade and I was praying, essentially hoping it would eventually go back up. That was my goal. I'm like, yo, please just go back up. So as you can see, the next candle formed and it started going back to the direction I thought. So you know, I was feeling myself a little bit. I was feeling a little bit more confident, but I was still a little bit nervous because I was still in drawdown. And as you can see, after those two green candles hit, boom, a large bearish candle formed and it was going down. And it was at this point right here is where I decided, yo, I have to get out the market because I was just losing too much at that point, you know? And I thought about just holding my account, and I was holding way longer than I need to, way longer than I was supposed to. And eventually, like, it passed my yellow mark, which was my low. So I'm over here thinking, I'm like, man, it's gonna continue going bearish. So I got out my trade. I thought about holding it the entire time just because I did not want to lose any money. But eventually it got to a point where I was losing so much that I felt like, yo, let me just get out and just cut my loss. Even though I done already messed up, I done already damn near lost half my account on just this one bad idea. I got out essentially right here. And at that point, I was messed up. I was messed up. It was over then. It was over. And yeah, essentially that's what happened. At that point, I got out, took whatever loss that, you know, was going on, which was damn near half my account. And I was hurt. You know how it is. I was hurt. I was hurt. You know, and I honestly, I kept on watching the market throughout that entire morning, the whole time. And even when I got out and I lost damn near half my account, I tried to enter another trade, like this area, another buy trade, because I'm like, man, I got to make this money back. And eventually I just realized, you know, the moment I try to click buy to make that next trade so I could make all this money back that I felt like I messed up on, boom, I got the notification that my account is blown and essentially I can't take any trade. Yeah, I was hurt at that point. That point I was so hurt. Yeah, I was hurt. I was hurt. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad that entire day. That whole day was a bad day. That whole entire day was a bad day. I was mad that whole entire day. And it started in the morning, so imagine that. I was hurt that entire day. And I kept on looking at the market too, just to kind of see what was going on. And when I seen that the market actually went to the direction that I thought, I was even more sick. I was even more hurt. But then again, I had to remind myself, yeah, it still went to the direction you thought, but your entry was bad. And on top of that, I took a position that was a little too large. I probably should have took a lower position. My position was high, so I was losing a lot to begin with. That's exactly where I kind of messed up at. So I started thinking about damn near everything that I did wrong. And I was just sick watching the market literally go the direction that I felt like it was going. I told myself, man, I should have waited. I should have just held. But no, I shouldn't have held, because who's to say it don't just keep on going down, keep on going bearish, and I completely blow my account to damn near zero or negative and stuff. Even though my account was blown already because I lost damn near half. That's exactly what happened. Don't be like me, man. Don't make the same mistake I did. Learn from me, learn from it, and get better at it. Man, y'all seen it, man. Yo, honestly, that was probably the most painful loss I ever took in the market. In my 3 years of trading, that was easily the most painful loss I ever took in the market. And looking back at it, the market didn't beat me. I beat myself. I know the market. They always say the market is not your friend. And I know the market is not your friend. But the market was not what beat me. It was myself. I beat myself. My lack of discipline, my greed caused me to take this loss. And like I said, honestly, that's probably the most painful loss I ever took in the market, ever. I might have shed a tear or two or three. I might have shed a couple tears. I'm not even gonna lie, just to keep it a buck with you. And here's the crazy part, right? I was right about the direction, as y'all seen. I was right about the direction. But it's not about being right on the direction. It's about your execution, your discipline, like knowing when to get out, when to close your MacBook or laptop, the discipline, the risk management especially. I had countless opportunities to get out, and I probably would have lost a little bit less than I did, and my account would not have been blown. But me being greedy, holding my trades, hoping and praying it will eventually go my way, which it did. But like I said, it's not the direction that matters all the time. It's your entry, your discipline, your risk management. And these last 3 months, these last 2-3 months of me being consistent, me being disciplined, me managing my risk, out the window. All in one day of me being greedy, just threw it out the window. Honestly, I think the biggest lesson I learned from this is one moment of greed can really erase months of discipline. And it's one thing to watch videos and to see other traders go through it. It's another thing to really experience it. I felt like these last 2-3 months were the strongest my trading ever been. Like I said, I've been doing it for 3 years. What also hurts is I know I was getting better. I know I was improving. I know my trading was getting better. I knew I was getting better. I felt like things started to click. I felt like I was seeing the market different. It showed me that I was capable and I was able to do this. I know how hard this trading thing is, but these last few months been nothing but like confident boosters for me. Knowing and understanding that, yo, I'm improving. I'm seeing the market a little bit different. Like, everybody talk about the psychology aspect of trading, and a lot of people kind of brush it off. They more worried about the setups, the strategies, the entries and all that. And all that stuff is important. But I think what's even more important is the psychology, the mental aspect. Trading is a lot more mental than just execution. Understanding risk management, understanding when to get out the market, when to trade. So as far as the mental aspect of trading and the psychology aspect, I felt at it and ultimately blew my account because of it. But yo, as bum as I am, I think experiencing this is going to make me a better trader at the end of the day. It's going to make me more of a disciplined trader. It's going to make me a better trader overall, man. As much as I wish I could go back to that moment, do things different, and not blow my account after building it up for months. What it did show me or tell me or taught me is that I'm capable. I can trade. I could be a profitable trader. I have what it takes, I got to get better. It's hard. A lot of people talk about like, yo, you can't focus on the money. Don't focus on the money. Focus on like the execution, the this, the that. But how could you not focus on the money when you see thousands of dollars going up or down, or like, how could you not focus on the money? That part is going to be hard for me. And I gotta keep getting better at that part for sure. To think I was this close to passing my first funded account just to blow it up, it's pretty painful, but I'm not gonna give up because of that. And as a matter of fact, I'm even more motivated to get to that point now than ever. You feel me? Just because I got to sniff it a little bit. You know, I passed it and then I blew it right after, but I got to sniff it a little bit. I got to experience it. So I'm even more excited to do it again, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna learn from this experience. I'm gonna get better from it, and I hope y'all learn from my experience and y'all get better in y'all own aspect, especially the psychology aspect of this. You gotta know when to get out. You gotta know when it's all right. It's not a good trading day. You gotta have emotional control. You gotta be disciplined, and the psychology part is just as important as the physical and like the execution. If there's one thing the market gonna do, the market gonna humble you every time. The market gonna humble you every time. And I got humbled, but I'm not giving up. Man, it's so crazy to me because when I first begun my trading journey about 3 years ago, all I used to see on videos is people talking about, oh, it took me 5 years, it took me 10 years, oh, it took me 11 years, oh, it took me 4 years, it took me all types of times. Everybody talking about how long it took them to finally become profitable. And you know what I told myself? I was like, nah, it ain't gonna take me that long. I'll be damned if it take me 2 years to be profitable. Shoot, I thought I would be profitable after 1 year, honestly. But if you really understand this trading thing, man, you know it is hard. It is hard, but it is possible, man. And I'm not gonna stop. And I'm more motivated more now than ever. I hope y'all learn from my mistake and y'all get better from it too. I know I'm gonna get better from it. I'm not gonna give up. And I hope none of you guys do too, regardless of how many accounts you blown. At this point, shoot, I don't know how many accounts I blown. I blew too much. But yo, like I said, do not give up on this trading thing, man. Anybody who's been trading, who've been at it, no matter how long, understand it is possible. You can become a profitable trader. You will become a profitable trader. If anybody experienced this or been through something similar to this, drop it down in a comment. Let's have a conversation about it. If you have any lessons or any tips, anything you want to share with me that could help me get better, please don't be afraid. Drop it down in the comments. Let's talk and let's become profitable together. Let's continue on this journey. Please subscribe. Please like the video. I appreciate y'all showing love, and God bless y'all, man. Let's go.